Hey everyone, welcome back again in the session. So in the last session, we have discussed about CTE and view, right? In today's sessions, we are going to discuss about stored procedure, right? What we want to discuss? Stored procedure. If you see the name is suggesting that I'm storing some procedure, some process, right? Process can be like that, writing a query for printing employee name, right? Select star from employee. That is my one type of process. One more process like I'm writing like select star from employee where d number equal 5. Okay. So what happened here? I'm storing this process in my system. Okay. So here, what a store procedure will do? Store procedure basically store your SQL queries. Okay. So that you don't need to write again and again that query. What I mean, suppose if I'm saying key, hey, can you write to printing the table name of employee? So what you can do on that case? You will say like that. I will write here select staff employee. Okay, select staff employee. So you can see this. You will write this query, right? Select staff employee. Okay, and then select it and run it. Okay. Suppose I will say, can you write this query again? Suppose I delete this. Can you write this query again? So on that case, what you will do? You will delete it and write it again. Okay. Suppose I'm saying, can you write this query 100 times? So on that case, like what you're doing, you're doing 100 times copy and paste. That is so much complicated. 100 times writing the same code again and again. That is so much time consuming, right? And inefficient work, right? So what I can do on that case, I can use stored procedure. Okay. Let's see one more case. Suppose here I'm saying, can you print those names who are working in department number 5? Can write those names who's working at department number 5. So we will write this query in that way. But suppose if I'm saying, can you write the query again who working in department number 4? Right? So what you will do? On that case, you will write this query again. Then I will say, can you write the query who work in department number 3 or 2 or 1? So what you will do? You have to write the code again and again, and you have to change the department number value like that. Okay. You will write this query again and again in that way. Like you will write d number equal 5, then make it 4. Again, you will write for department number 3. Okay. Again, you will write for department number 10, like that. So writing this query again and again, okay, that make my work inefficient. That is not efficient work. So what I can do on that case, we can use stored procedure. Stored procedure. What does stored procedure will do? Stored procedure will store this code in my some value, some variable name. You can see it here, or some or uh, or or in some section. Okay, it will store my code. Basically, it will store my code. Okay, when I need to run the code, I just call that name. Okay, and this code will be executed. Okay, what I mean, let me go into PPT and then tell you. So what the store procedure will do? It is store my SQL code, right? That can be saved and that can be reused over again and again. Means it will store my code and I can reuse the code again and again. Okay. So here, suppose you have SQL queries that write over again and again. So just just you need to save in the store procedure. And then when you need to write this query again, just call the store procedure. Okay. And it will be workable. Okay. You can also pass a parameter, right? Suppose you want to write a query for department number 4, 3, 2, 1. So you just write the query for department number and just give the value that passed by the user. Right here, department number that passed by the user. Just write the query, like select star from employee, where department number that passed by the user. Right? So I will store this code. The user will pass other department number 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 again and again. So this 5 will be placed in place of users, right? So that I don't need to write again and again this code. Okay. I don't need to write this code again and again. Okay. So let's see this practically, then you will get better idea. better better things. Okay. So if you see what is syntax, okay, wait. What is syntax of stored procedure? Syntax is simple. First, we have to write delimiter, double slash. What this denoted? This denoted that this is the starting statement of stored procedure. Okay, or this is a starting statement. This is a starting of my statement. Okay, delimiter slash slash. Then you have to write create procedure. Then write the procedure name. Okay, as I told you, I will store my code in this select all employee function. This is my procedure name. Okay, so when I need to call this code, I just call my procedure name. That is select all employee. Then after that, I will write begin. Begins denote that key my statement of code that I want to save. It is now begin. So write my code. After that, once the statement is completed, once the code is completed, I'm ending my stored procedure. And then I'm ending my delimiter. Okay. So what I'm doing here, I write first delimiter. Delimiter suggests that this is starting of my statement. Then I write my create procedure and procedure name. And then I write begin. Begin suggests that this is the starting of a procedure. Then I write my query that will printing the employee table and then ending my procedure. After that, I'm ending my statement delimiter. Okay. Once I executed the code, this will be stored in my stored procedure section in database. When I need to use it, this code again, so I just need to write all and then write my procedure name. What was the procedure name? Select all employee. Okay. So let's implement this practically. Okay. So let's go to the SQL Workbench again. So right here, delimiter. So what is a here? So it's DELIMITER. So right here, delimiter slash slash. Okay, delimiter slash slash. Then I write here create. You can write the code in same line again. Okay, just to don't want to make it confusion. That's why I write in separate line. I write here create. Then I write my procedure name. What is my procedure name? Create procedure. PROCEDURE. Create procedure. And suppose I give the procedure name is employee. Selected employee. Okay, selected employee. Then I will write begin. Okay, I write here begin. Then I will write here select start from employee. Okay, select start from employee. And then this is my ending of my select statement. And then I will write here end. And then here what I will do with end, I put here double slash. And then I write it here delimiter ending. Semicolon. So DELIMITER. Okay. So now this procedure name is created. I write here delimiter, then I write here create procedure. This is a procedure name, select employee. And what this will do, it will print the employee name. So when I execute this code, you can see. So currently right now there's a no stored procedures. Okay. Now if I execute this code, you can see procedure code is executed. Let's refresh this. The stored procedure is created. And you can see the procedure name is selected employee. Okay. So now if someone say, can you print the employee name 10 times? So you can say, yes, I can write the code. What I can do, I can write here, selected underscore employee. Okay. I will write here call. First write call, then selected employee. I think it will be open close bracket, right? And then semicolon. When I execute this code, you can see, all the employee information is printed. So if I want to do this 10 times, so you can write this code 10 times again and again. Okay. So it will print the table 3 times. Can you see? 3 times it is printing my table. Okay. So can you see this? How stored procedure save my work, right? To write the code multiple times, right? Great. Now let's see one more example of stored procedure where user will pass the information of the department number of any value that he want to filter. Okay, so let's see how we can do that of procedure. So let's see, we can write again same code. We will write here. So this is my procedure one. I write here procedure one. Okay. Now let's go to the procedure two. Procedure two. So right here, create. Okay, first should write delimiter. Right here, delimiter, then slash slash. Okay, then write my procedure name. Create procedure. Create procedure. Okay. So suppose I want to like select a department number. Like I want to print. Okay. I want to write the code to filtration based on department number. Right. I want to store that code in which I will pass department number, and that stored procedure code will take the department number and print the value of the past department number. So what I mean, let me show this practically. I write here, create procedure. You can write any procedure name. It's your own choice. Okay. I write here, selected D number. Okay. Okay. So right here, selected D number. Then I write here begin. Then I write here select star from employee. Okay. So user will pass the parameter is here. Here user will pass the parameter value. Okay. Means user is passing some information. So I need to store some information somewhere. So suppose user is passing the D number. So right here, user is passing the D number. D number. Okay. Here I write the variable name that will store my department number values. Okay. I said that department number value will pass by the user and the data type is integer. Okay. Data type is integer. Okay. So here I write here staff employee where D underscore number equal, sorry, what is my table name of department number? That is D number. So right here, D number is equal the number that passed by the user in D underscore number value variable. Okay. So here my code is completed. Then I will write here and double slash. Okay. Then I will write here delimiter, delimiter, delimiter semicolon. Now if I execute this code, this is my second procedure. Let's refresh this. You can see selected employee is stored as a procedure name. Now, when I want to use this procedure, what I can do, I can write here call, and I write here my procedure name. What is the procedure name? Selected D number, and I pass the filter name 5. So I want to print all these employees who work in department number 5. So let's execute this code. Let's select this, execute it. Can you see? It is printing the filtration of department number 5. So if you see here, when I was writing this code again and again, what I need to do, I just need to call this code once and just need to pass this value. Now, if I want for 4, so pass here 4. So can you see? This time I don't need to write this code, long code again and again. Select staff employee where D number. I just need to call the procedure name and just pass my department number values. Okay. If I want to print for department number 1, just copy it and paste it and just replace this 4 with 1. And can you see here how it is printed my those employees who work in department number 1. Okay. So I hope guys this section is clear. So this is a procedure 2. Okay. Let's see one more procedure example. That is procedure 3. I give the procedure name. Okay. It's a comment. Okay. So this time what I want, if you want to print, if let's print the employee table, what I can do here, I'm saying I want to print those employees whose gender is equal to M and department number 5, right? Whose gender equal female and department number 5, right? So this time I want to pass gender value also. So on that case, what I can do, I need to declare one more parameter is here. This is called parameter where it will store the user value that pass. So if I pass here 5, so what happen? 5 will come to D number, okay, and then it will execute this code. Select star from employee where D number equal the value that I pass in. So when D number is equal to 5, so it is printing only 5 department number out. Okay. So similarly, if I want to pass like the gender value, so what I can do, I have to write the same code again. So right here, delimiter, okay, double slash, okay, then right here create procedure, and then right here this time select D number, okay, and sex, okay, and then it will pass. I write here, it will take D number, dnum, comma, gender, okay. Here I mentioned the data type. D number data type is int, and gender data type will be varchar. Okay, it will contain like 2 character, 3 characters, your own choice. Okay, now then I will write here begin. Okay, then I will write here select start from employee, same code again. Okay, where my D number is equal that passed by the user D num, and that's equal the value that passed by the user was on gender, GENDR. Okay, semicolon. Then I will write here and double slash. Then I will write here delimiter ending. Okay, so if I execute this code, so it will restore one more procedure. So let's execute this code. You can see the third procedure is created. Let's refresh this. You can see third procedure. Select D number 6 column. Okay. So now this time I can call this procedure again. Call select D number 6. Here I pass department number 4, comma I pass M. Okay. So I want to print those employees who working in department number and their gender equal to M. So let's see. It is printing. This is the employee information who working in department number 4 and gender equal M. Suppose I pass this time F. You can see it is printing those information who working on gender equal F and department number 4. Okay. So in that way, you can create unlimited number of parameters here. Okay. And inside this, you can save this your code. Okay. So I hope everyone, this section is clear. What is stored procedure? So stored procedure basically save your code, right? That you can use, reuse again and again. Okay. You can save the code with parameter. Okay. That basically help you to filtration the values. Okay. So I hope guys, this section is clear stored procedure. So in the next session, we're going to discuss about the function. Okay. So thank you everyone.